Well, on December 28, 2021, in Vladivostok, Russia, a batch of fresh frozen cars from Japan arrived. These foreign cars arrived on a Korean cargo ship with the Panamanian flag Sanrio. It's not strange though, because the carrier must go through a cold weather that was reported to be minus 19 degrees Celsius. It all made the cars covered by a thick layer of ice, which was more than 10 centimeters thick. What a very big loss. One of the worst ship launch fails ever caught on camera was occurred in Indonesia. Look at how the ship suddenly slipped and then flipped. Surely the blame goes to the one who's operating the procedure. Can you imagine how much the compensation will be? That must be very expensive. Another ship fails from Russia. A simple science of why you don't splash seawater into batteries. Yes, it will burn. Just like what happened to these cars. These cars were burned because the batteries were splashed by the seawater. And in the end, all cars were burned because of the incident. Although the material losses obtained are certainly large, the good news is that there were no casualties because of this incident. A very rare accident that happens on a warship caught on camera. The Marshal Shaposhnikov, Russia's upgraded Project 1155M frigate, tried to launch a test version of the Kalibr cruise missile. But almost immediately after launch, the missile went into uncontrolled flight and crashed close to the ship itself. Well, that was a close call. One of the most expensive ship fails that ever happened to a container ship caught on camera. This happened when a container ship called One Apus was stuck in a heavy storm around 1,600 miles from the northwest of the Hawaiian Islands. Because of this incident, there were around 1,816 containers lost or damaged. The loss was estimated to reach over $200 million, which makes this the worst cargo losses incident related to bad weather that has happened to a cargo ship in the Pacific area. Please don't do this wherever you are. This is very dangerous. After being not allowed to board the ship, these two teenagers were desperate, then climbed a rope so they could board the ship in Makassar, Indonesia. Even if you can't afford a ticket, please don't be like them. This is an example of how not to tow a vessel in a narrow canal. In a narrow channel or river, it is very recommended to have at least one small tugboat on each side of a towing vessel for being assistance. So, lesson learned. Probably the guidelines and approval of towing vessels must be strictly observed. What a very heartbreaking moment for the fisherman whose boat got hit by a big coal barge in Kalimantan, Indonesia. Well, let's hope that they get the compensation for the damage though. This is what might happen when the captain of the ship enters the dock too fast. There were some errors that occurred in the process of moving the tugboat to the ship. It became even more difficult due to the very strong wind. But unfortunately, the cable that held them was too weak, so the cable itself couldn't last, then broken, and eventually the tugboat plunged into the sea. Remember the Ever Given incident? This time an incident happened to its brother, the Ever Laden. in Taiwan 2018 ago. It was when the China Steel innovator hit the ever-laden very hard right in the back. Judged by its name, that's perhaps an innovative way how to stop a ship quickly. The lesson of why you shouldn't fall asleep while driving. Just look how he drove his boat right at the cargo ship in front of him without hesitation.
Yeah.
Is he still sleeping after the collision?
Sleep. This sleep.
Imagine when you enjoyed your catch, then suddenly a fishing boat hit you like this. We bet somebody is in pretty deep trouble. Because of the engine problem, a Pelni ship from Indonesia kept going backwards until it finally hit a few boats belonging to an Indonesian army. We bet all the crew members in the Pelni ship will get a push-up penalty. This was a very tense moment when a passenger ship was overturned when it was about to lean back to drop the passengers. The ship lost its balance because the passengers only got off from one side, so the rope was broken. Although it looks terrible, the good news is that there were no casualties because of this incident. Due to the foggy weather, this fishing boat hit a police boat in Indonesia. It must have been an unlucky day for this fisherman. The police required them to compensate for losses of 30 million rupiahs or a 2,000 US dollars for this incident.
Udah tahu pandangan nggak kelihatan kok laju-laju itu loh.
This time is from Vietnam. A big fishing boat seemed to be going straight towards the smaller fishing boat that was passing in front of it.
Xong luôn rồi. Trời ơi. Banh chạnh hết trơn rồi.
Maybe the captain got sleepy? Guess there's nothing he can do but be ready to compensate for everything.